long time ago, there was an IHop at the very top of Music Row. And I mean, you could go in there and see hit producers, hit songwriters, artists would go in there in between sessions. It was just a cool place to go, and I found out about it. Well, actually, I got a job there. And to tell you the funniest truth, I wound up first working at Lum's, and it paid $1 an hour. But I told the lady, I said, I don't feel right taking this tip. She goes, oh, honey, you'll get used to it. So, but you know what? I really didn't. I thought, I'm going to go work at the IHop because I like their food better. So I took a pay cut. I was getting 65 cents an hour, but the tips were really good, and I loved all the people there. But when I quit working there, I still loved everybody there. I could show up and eat by myself and not feel like the lonely girl. So one morning I thought I would go down and get some breakfast. So I went down to the IHop, and I was sitting there. I can just feel myself in that booth in that little red print dress, and I looked across the restaurant, and I saw this guy with black sunglasses and jet black hair, and then this guy with salt and pepper hair. And I thought, those guys have got to be in the music business. So don't ask me why I did this, Terry, but I gathered myself up, and I walk over to the edge of their booth, and I go, excuse me, but are y'all in the insurance business? They go, no, darling, we're in the music business. I slide into that booth. I go, that's what I was thinking. Listen, I'm trying to get started. I'm a singer. I mean, if I were them, I might have said, look, we just got our pancakes. We'll talk to you later. But they were so sweet to me. They talked to me for a long time. I thought I would never see or hear from them again. By the way, it was Roy Orbison and Joe Melson that I was in the presence of. So it was amazing. They were so warm and wonderful, took me seriously and gave me some advice. But a couple of weeks later, I went by AFTRA to let them know I had a telephone. And they go, oh man, we're so glad to see you. We've been, someone's been looking for you. We can give them your number now. I said, who's looking for me? He said, Joe Melson. They want you to come and sing on a Roy Orbison record. I said, you're kidding me. So they gave me my first opportunity in the studio. I can still remember how much I got paid. It was $87.50. And it wasn't a real big famous record. It was more of like a discount collection record, but still, that was a pretty wonderful opportunity. My husband called me on the phone one day. We weren't married quite yet, but he called and he said, this friend of ours in Texas, he called and says, Anna's met this little girl. She's 13 years old, and she's coming to town to get a record deal, but all she can talk about is meeting Deborah Allen. He goes, says she could sing really good. And I said, really? He goes, now it's up to you whether you want to get together with her or not. And I said, say there's this 13-year-old girl that thinks I'm cool. He goes, yeah, but now it's up to you. And I said, hey, I don't care what she sings like. If there's a 13-year-old girl who thinks I'm cool, I want to meet her. Well, they came shimmering up. They drove up in their camper. It was a truck with a camper on the back of it. She, her mom and dad, along with their lawyer, was with them. They kind of come shimmering up to the house. She steps in the foyer, and she's looking around. She goes, someday I'm going to have a house like this. And in my mind, I was thinking, wish you could have seen my last house. It was a lot bigger than this one, but I love this house. It's perfect for me. But so I just showed her around. I went upstairs, picked up this guitar. I started just kind of noodling around because I was thinking, what am I going to say? I don't really know her that well yet. I started playing the guitar. She started belting out a song called My Baby. And I just kept playing it. At the end of it, I said, I cannot believe you knew all the words to my song, LeAnn. She goes, oh, yeah. I learned all the songs on both of your albums. She only knew my albums on Giant Records at that time. She goes, I learned all my songs on both of your albums, and I am getting a record deal. And I am recording some of your songs. And in my mind, I was thinking, bless her heart, she just doesn't realize how tough this business is. Would you know, 9 months later, she recorded 2 of my songs. And then on her second album, she recorded 5 of my songs. And needless to say, her star has just taken off.
Are you still good friends with her?
Oh, yeah. When I see her, now she's really busy. She lives in LA, but we'll always be friends because we're part of each other's story.